Welcome to the Homesteaders of New England
Fall Gathering.
That's right, everybody. We're here at the 2023 Homesteaders of New England Fall Gathering. My name is Don, and we've got a lot going on back here. We've got some amazing sponsors, speakers, vendors, just a lot of great people here learning more and more about homesteading. Lots going on, so let's go check it out. All right, we're here with the infamous event organizer,
What's going on?
Jack from the Mindful Homestead. How's the event going?
It's going well. We had a little bit of rain today on Sunday, which is okay, but Saturday was beautiful weather yesterday. Everything went off without a hitch. I'm really excited.
What's this all about?
So we're here. This is Homesteaders of New England. Kind of where it started was there was a group on Facebook that had a bunch of members, and I was a moderator of that group, running the group, and I felt, you know what, I really wanted a place where people could come together, exchange ideas, listen to other people from the area, talk about what was relevant to small farms and homesteading here in New England, where we live.
Yeah. All right, we're back here, and Morgan Gold is back for year 2.
What's going on, everybody? It's so good to be back here with all my friends from New England.
What are we talking about today in the tent?
So I actually already did one talk that was focused on real estate and finding your homestead. But the second talk is going to be all about how a farm will not be the thing that make you happy. I feel like this was a big mistake that I made over the years where I would be like, well, as soon as I move out to my farm, things will get better, and problems that I have or issues that I deal with are going to kind of fall off to the background. We started this process of looking for a farm. We decided on Vermont because, again, we were both from central Connecticut, but we didn't want to move to Connecticut for a host of reasons that if anybody is in Connecticut might be vouching for. Or as soon as I'm able to quit my day job and just focus on the farm full time, things are going to get better and things are going to get better. But the reality is, you are who you are. Wherever you go, whatever you do, you are what you is.
Yeah.
And so how do you kind of figure out a way to kind of work on yourself and find self-improvement, even if you've achieved your dream or if you're still chasing your dream, how to do that. And so it's gonna be a little conversation like that. So it's meant to get a little deep.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming out again this year.
Awesome, John.
Great to have you
I
here.
would not miss it for the world.
This is great to be getting together and gathering with like-minded people. I don't know about you, but it doesn't happen very often here in New England. That's for sure. So it's nice to see more and more people getting involved with their food.
So we're here with one of the big-time New England homesteaders, Al Lumna. How you doing?
Good, how are you, Don?
Doing all right. So what are you talking about this weekend?
We're going to be talking about what I think about for building our homestead here in New England. We have a lot more challenges than you have down in the DC area. So I feel like there's a lot of planning that we need to do and go into and think about as we're building the homestead. So I'm going to be talking about that and just it's not like this is what you have to do, but these are the principles that I use to keep in mind so it'll make homesteading easier and more fun and not trying to have to fight everything. And a lot of people, I think they say this is the way to do it. There's so many different ways to do homesteading and it works. I mean, what might work for me might not work for Jack, even if we were neighbors. It just depends on what you'd like to do and what you're looking for and what your land is like.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming down. We're looking forward to it.
Glad you were able to make it out. It was nice meeting you.
You too, man.
So my name is John Maynard. I own and operate AOR Farmstead here in New Hampshire. I'm up in Sutton. But he asked me to show how to process chickens. So I've operated a farm for the last, I would say 3.5 years, going on 4 years. But I actually took a class back in 2014 to learn how to do this. Hopefully I make it simple and easy for you guys to understand. If you got questions, let me know.
And we're here with Rich Giordano. How's it going?
Hello again, going wonderful.
And you've been taking people out, showing them food everywhere, right?
Yeah, well, we've been walking around the track here. The walks go, give or take, about an hour and a half, or until people get bored and wander off.
There's things everywhere.
Well, it's everywhere. If you know what it is, you're standing on food.
Well, we appreciate you coming out and educating everybody.
And I very
helping out.
much appreciate it. I loved it. I'm glad to come back.
Welcome to the New England Homesteaders Fall Gathering. I'm super excited to be here. I was here last year as well. If you're here, you might recognize me. My name is Al. I will be shearing some sheep for you today. We've got 3 little lambs that are going to be your unwilling demonstration contestants here. But there's a couple reasons why we shear sheep. The main reason, number one reason, is for the maintenance and the health of the animal. Without shearing, these guys will just grow wool year after year, and it'll get longer and longer and longer until it gets to a point where it gets matted, it gets heavy. They can go, these animals in particular have no risk of this, but they might go wool blind, where the wool just grows over their eyes. So there's a lot of reasons we want to get them shorn so that they can stay healthy, so they can see. And the nice thing about that is you also get a little bit of wool out of it.
We're here with Troy McClung, one of our awesome speakers here at the event. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
What are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about pasturing pigs on varied terrain. That's a fancy word of saying anything that ain't flat. So yeah, we're just talking about all the nuance that goes along with having pigs on pasture, rotational processes, but not being able to utilize some of the systems that a lot of people like to promote when you have nice, flat, tillable acreage.
Yeah, fencing on a mountain's weird.
It is. It changes a lot of things. You know, you've got not only gravity to play with, but you've got slope, you've got undulating peaks and valleys, all those type of things. So it makes that a challenge.
Everybody that has property right now that has a slope, it's this perfect line, right? It's a vector from the top of the mountain down to the next and then flat, right? So there's just one angle. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, it doesn't happen that way.
So Jack invited me to come up, even though I'm not a New Englander. The topography is almost exactly the same.
Very similar, yeah.
Yeah. So
it's Appalachia, you know? Exactly.
So it's just a little further north. So same issues we run into.
Love having you here. Thanks for coming out.
Appreciate you, man.
So with homesteading, a lot of people want to bridge from gardening and layers. That's the quickest way into homesteading, is get some eggs, get some food, but then they start breaking into meat birds, it can be daunting, and there's a lot of questions involved.
My name is Kendall Cornelius. I am from the UNH Cooperative Extension Service. So we are not regulatory. We are purely educational. UNH Cooperative Extension is the outreach and education arm of UNH, specifically through Durham.
So I'm a professional landscape installer. I have been for years. I homestead myself. So observation is really, really key. Slow down when you move into your new home and see, where is that sun in the winter, in the summer? What happens with the spring rains? What starts magically flooding that was dry when you bought your property in July?
Electric netting, my favorite thing to do is what I call ladder grazing. Set up outside rungs in the direction that you're heading, divide it in half with the smaller size net, 2-foot length, and then all you have to do is just open up the interior nets. When you get to the end, you're flipping the long runs ahead, and you keep going where you're going. When you get to a dead end, you rotate downhill, set up your rung, now you're coming back the other way. Does that make sense?
Basically, koji has been in use for thousands of years. So they've found evidence of its use from 9,000 years ago in China, in some pottery, from some fermented alcohol that they used koji to basically unlock the sugars from, so that they could then ferment those sugars into alcohol. So now I'm just going to take, this is 400 grams of water that I already measured out at home.
Want to give a big thank you to all of our sponsors here at Homesteaders of New England. Murray McMurray came in big. They help us put on this event every year. Kenco Farm Fence Supplies. Blue Seal Feeds. Layman's out in Ohio helps us put the event on. Central New Hampshire Trailers and Equipment in partnership with TYM Tractors. We've got Logox out of Vermont, New England Company. And Porcupine Real Estate right here in New Hampshire, helping homesteaders and small farmers find properties in the Granite State where we live.
Kenco's really excited to be a part of the event. We love coming up here and just hearing the different contexts that everybody comes from and what they need out of their fencing products, protecting their chickens and everything they got going on in their homestead. Electric nets are a big deal. We just love coming and hearing from this group of people and helping them come up with creative solutions for their fence issues and fence challenges. It's a great event. Everybody comes out. Everybody's so excited and ready to learn something, and there's just you can tell there's huge community support behind this group of people. So we're always excited to be a part, happy to be here, happy to be a sponsor. Thanks for having us.
Hi, I'm James Gibbons from Kent Nutrition Group, makers of Blue Seal Feeds. Blue Seal is a New England-based company, been around since 1868, located all throughout New England between our company stores, which there's 10 of. This is our second year sponsoring this event. This event has been such a great event. Weather was a little struggle this year, but day one was incredible. The draw that this brings to this small town of Greenfield from all over New England is unreal. For as long as this event goes on, Blue Seal will be a primary sponsor of this event.
Hi, my name is Dominic Di Maria. I'm a real estate agent with Porcupine Real Estate based out of Manchester, New Hampshire. We cover the entire state, and we specialize in helping folks move from other locations to New Hampshire.
Well, that's it. Everybody's packing up. It's been an amazing weekend. Everybody kind of went with the flow with the weather. A little dicey there for a bit, but everybody had a great time here at the Homesteaders of New England Fall Gathering. We're making plans already for next year, so make sure you check out our website, newenglandhomesteaders.com, to see what we're planning for next year. We'll see you then.